Okay, now you'd think I'd have the decency to get cleaned up. This is mascara from yesterday. I found an old webcam where the microphone works a bit better, and this thing only records in 720p regardless, so I might as well use it from now on. The picture even seems better. It's not as all, I didn't use it as long. As soon as I got the money, I thought I'll get a better webcam. It's too old now. So, voice intonation. I recorded something that just with the old webcam, but um, let's see, something emotionally inert. How about that? The cup of coffee on the table is empty. The cup of coffee on the table is empty. The cup of coffee on the table is empty. The cup of coffee on the table is empty. But the cup of coffee on the table is empty. The cup of coffee on the table is empty. There's stuff like that, and I can do it on the fly. What do you like? Brown paper packages wrapped up with strings. Um, I can't do that. I can't do that because I'm also a convincing liar. I can't do that because I'll just wind up describing or you, if you're watching this, I'll wind up describing you partly under social pressure, if you want to call it that, and partly just because, um, I mean, do you like your type? And be fair, do you like your type? Um, I typically don't like my type. Um, like you, I mean, like it. So, what do I like? Well, all people who Gemini describes as sophisticated get trashy. I like the your ladylike, and not the good table manners and unopinionated ladylike either. Um, Closer to the real deal, right? Um, for people who try to be ladylike. Um, I I like that you're emotionally closed off. At least from my little bit of experience with you, I like that you're emotionally closed off because I know what comes along with it, and I know how I fit in with women who are emotionally closed off, and you have some sense of that, I'm sure. Um, you just seem to do me which I do you. It sounds so horrible. Yeah, sophisticated get trashy. Um, um, I like the emotional dominance. Um, and I like that you seem, to all appearances, to be a high quality, emotionally dominant woman, and that has likely only ripened over the years. I like to think of myself as a high quality submissive. I, how do I demonstrate this though? I don't think I can do it looking at myself. Let me pull up something else. I'm just looking at a blank page now, blank screen. Yeah, the thing about me is that um, am a neurotic people pleaser, and people pleasers don't please people, but I need to be a neurotic people pleaser because am not very considerate in the general run of things, and it counterbalances it quite well. That's not submissive either, is it? Oh gosh. No, you must know by now because you can feel me pressing the boundaries, even if you don't know what that is. When it happens, it's the I bet how about that? You can. It's that. So I like my type. Yeah, my type. Women who have trouble maintaining friendships with other women, who can be sort of locked into a competitive sort of thing with another woman, but aren't really friends. Um, uh, uh, women who women who don't, it goes with emotionally closed off, don't initiate intimacy very well, because I do, and that's one of the things I bring to those relationships. Um, yeah. No, I don't know how to interpret the. I do. It's not what you experience when you click on those shorts. Yeah. I experience it as reassurance. When a short gets 11 hits over a week and another one gets 1,300 hits in 3 hours, that is reassurance that I'm not crazy. Whatever it is to you, that's what it is to me. And when you don't even take time to watch them, um, it worries me. Because it eliminates the notion that it's playful on your part. And I would prefer that you do something like that with a sense of playfulness, or coquettishness, or whatever term you want to describe, rather than compulsion, or to alleviate anxiety. Why? I love you. Do you have to ask that? I love you. That's why. Okay. That's why. I want you to actively enjoy the process, rather than it abating something larger, which I don't know that it does. But if it does, then I like the idea of your laptop looping the video in your bedroom while you're out watching TV. That's what I like. You watch it like 10, 15, 20 times, and then you just loop it on your laptop, so I see the heads. That's what I like. That's the image I like, even though you got two of them going. Um, so, I don't know how you reacted to that email I sent you last night. Yesterday morning, I guess, I was hoping that the reason was not to manipulate you, like you might think, like you might think. The reason is that all the things Leah might interpret this as just made so much sense to me. I swear to God, you can see my face, right? It made so much sense to me. Oh, of course, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. I agreed with him. Your viewpoint on Gemini's postulation is your viewpoint on things. I agreed with it, and I wanted to let you see it so you could compare how you actually felt about it to Gemini saying that, so you know if how you felt about it was how I felt about it. Like tearing a hole in something in me that I could never mend. Things like that. That's exactly true. Or that, sure, they can seem sophisticated and intelligent, and I'm even well-mannered if you remembered what I want to be, but I'm also the one who stopped begging him to stop after realistically only about 10 minutes. So that's sophisticated yet trashy. I love you. I had 7 hours of sleep last night. Um, yeah, I couldn't help but notice, and I don't know if it's not psychological. I can't imagine it's psychological. Maybe it's physiological because I was using my mind so much. But I had a hiatus from Hepburn while I was working on the website. Well, you didn't think it was going to turn out well. Even with the screenshots of the ball, you didn't think that. I don't know how it looks in every resolution. I couldn't even begin to get it to look good on a phone. I'm not a web designer. It'd be like doing it from scratch, and with a similar theme to get to look good on a phone. Um, but I'm gonna make sure I'm still on camera. Okay, good. But I was melting with a pit of anxiety and fear in my stomach. Yeah. Gemini told me to try to avoid so much emotional language. It sounds as though I need to be rescued or saved. But since it's directly related to you, maybe it's okay. Well, why do you feel that? So I fear rejection. And the anxiety is over my emotional bond to the April persona, which I think is the perfect name. I'll pick up last name too. It'll be Janda. Maybe it will be. I figure that I have good credit because I don't borrow money because that just means less money later when I pay it back. Why borrow money? I do like the afterpay things where there's 0% interest. I will do that. Like for the phone, I didn't have $400 for the phone, so I did 1 year 0% interest of that. Um, um, but so I have good credit, like 740, 760 something, and without having money. And so I don't know if they're going to keep track of how long I've had money, because somebody told me across the parking lot that I could get in shape with a Nordic track at just 3 times a week, 25 minutes a go. Of course, my first go would probably be 2 minutes. I'm in such lousy cardiovascular shape. But I could build it up, and if I exercise, I'm supposed to lose 5 pounds a month, right? If I exercise, I can probably safely lose up to 10 pounds a month, perhaps. And so I could be ready to go on estrogen before the new year. And the financing the plastic surgery is what I'm thinking of. Because I want to spend $50,000 on my face alone. I decided that after I saw Gemini produce its expectation, and probably get breast implants separately. And this works out well because I will have the breast the estrogen gives me until I get the implants, which the better picks, but it doesn't like large breasts. Of course, I'm going to be 60 all too soon, and I don't want large breasts at 60. Um, um, but I might not need them, regardless of my weight, because my mother was like 5'5" and 135, if memory serves, and she had large breasts, and my maternal grandmother had large breasts, and my paternal grandmother had large breasts, and 2 of my aunts have large breasts. So I might not need them. We'll see. Um, um, yeah, I'm thinking too. Um, so, so I figure it's $50,000. If I lay 20 down, they'll let me finance the rest of it, I'm sure. And I realized that I would be just unbelievably stupid. It irritates me to no end. Because the right job and the right hiring manager, I could get 175 probably. At the same time, it would be just stupid beyond belief for me to turn down 80. Um, in 3 years, I can get a better job. So I can save $20,000 in 1 year at 80. Well, yeah, go on estrogen in 8 months, and then 6 months to figure everything's developed fully, and go from there. So, 14, 16 months. But the estrogen is I'll have to start laser hair removal immediately. And fortunately, it's pretty cheap. I would have thought it'd be like $10,000, but it's like two. Um, and I'm going to go to a place with an actual dermatologist, not some med spa where they've all been trained in classes formulated by dermatologists. I went to go to a place with a dermatologist on premises. And the reason being is my mother had that done. and she was just completely clear. And these Son Med Spa places say, well, you can expect a 40 to 60% reduction, and that's about it. So yes, fuck that. But the estrogen is the starting line. I can no longer ace bandage my breast back comfortably. Before the facial surgery, which, that's the reason. I forgot the whole reason. I get the facial surgery when I go on estrogen and stuff my bra, because I won't get the breast implants right away. So that does work. I'll start taking diction lessons immediately. Which is like $160 for a month, $40 a pop for all of 20 minutes. But what is there to say? They listen to you talk and give you a few more pointers every week. You make progress quickly if you practice. I'm horribly out of practice. The problem is you don't know what sounds good when you say it. And so you don't know if it's a good voice or a bad voice. When it's coming out of your mouth, you have to record it to hear it, and then associate it with the vibrations in your throat and jaw and nose and stuff. This is really long. Okay, it's voice intonation, the new webcam voice intonation. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. Hark, hear the cannons roar. Is that the king approaching? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. From broadcast news. That's a lot of alliteration from anxious anchors placed in powerful posts. You need to bear that. That's a lot of alliteration from anxious anchors placed in powerful posts. That's a lot of alliteration from anxious anchors placed in powerful posts. But I just use it in conversation. My brain used to be quick enough before the crazy where I could do it like this and just do it on the fly when I talked. I don't know if I did it with you, but I could. And now I have flat voice like everybody else unless I put effort into it. And that effort does expend mental energy, and so I don't think as well as if I talk like this. I don't phrase things as well, but I do get the intonation right. That's probably about the best example you'll see. Anyway, so Leah, Mistress Leah, I love you, and I love you. I understand why I do that 20 different ways. I love you, Mistress Leah. No, don't be insecure. You're not allowed to be insecure. Worst case scenario, like literally worst case scenario, like hellish ninth concentric circle of Dante's Inferno scenario is that I meet somebody and it sparks your interest after I get a job, of course. It sparks your interest and you swoop in, and within 2 weeks I'm with you. Worst case scenario. If you think I want the crack whore, you're just completely kidding yourself. Okay, so bye.